in our expert, Dr. Laura Blumenfeld, Middle East Analyst, Senior Fellow from Johns Hopkins University, and Phùng Anh, our correspondent in the Middle East. Welcome to Newsline. So the first question is to Dr. Blumenfeld. Let's reflect on the summit. What are the key takeaway points from the event? And do you have a better idea of what a new Palestinian leadership can look like?
Well, I think today was all about validation, where Trump could say, I was right. And everybody in the region can agree for different reasons. The Israelis will say that using military force pressure was what brought the outcome that we had today of the hostages being released. Hamas itself can say that they were right because they were able to free 250 security prisoners, or that they got what they wanted. And the Arab leaders of the region and the Muslim leaders can say that it was really with their backing was what made the difference and brought us to the words of peace rather than continuous war.
So now let's turn to you, Phùng Anh. How are Arab countries responding to the agreement, and how crucial was their role in it?
Arab nations have broadly welcomed the first phase of the agreement, praising mediator role played by Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey, and affirming their support for a ceasefire and humanitarian relief. For example, the UAE formally welcomed the deal and urged full compliance. Kuwait similarly voiced support and appreciation for mediation efforts. Their role were crucial. These countries act as mediators, have secured regional buy-in, and pressed the parties to agree terms acceptable in the Arab world. Now back to the studio in Hanoi.
Yeah, so now 2 years of witnessing this torment have made some of the public skeptical towards this peace plan. So another question to Dr. Blumenfeld, is this a continuation of the old order or an iteration just in different manners of an Oslo Accord? And if not, what's the difference then of what we've seen today and overall the 20-point peace plan?
I think the question that hangs above all of this is today a day of vague pledges? Is this a hard-packed partnership that we were building today? Is this an alliance that's going to last? Because we've been there before. There have been reconstruction conferences in Egypt, actually, after a war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. What will make the difference today is the follow-through. So what do we mean about disarming Hamas? Who's going to be in charge of it? Who's going to make it happen? Governance. Is that realistic? Will it take a generation to re-educate Palestinians in Gaza who've been radicalized? Point 1 of the plan says we'll have a de-radicalized population that will not pose a threat to Israel. It's about education that could take a generation, and we're just going to have to be patient. Now, Trump is a handshake guy, but is he going to be hair-splitting? Is he going to be follow through with the details? I think that it's going to take many presidencies and decades, really, to put these pieces back together.
And finally, let's get back to you, Phùng Anh. What can we expect as the next steps from now?
Israel has publicly pledged to scale back its military presence inside Gaza under the first phase deal. Israeli forces are to pull back within 24 hours to a mutually agreed withdrawal line. It also agreed to reposition rather than fully retreat, meaning Israel will likely retain control over certain border or buffer zones. However, Israel has not fully confirmed a complete cessation of all military operation immediately. Many details remain veiled in public statement.
Thank you, Dr. Blumenfeld and Phùng Anh.